Hello and welcome to Unjustified, where we always cover the truth, the facts, the good, the bad, the ugly, on an unbiased and sometimes very unpopular opinion. If you're not a member of our newest channel, Unjustified Crimes, please join us over there as well. You can hit the link in the description box below. There is where we cover all of the breaking crime news. And let's get right into today's video. Okay, in the live I did earlier with the breaking news of when we found out that Brian was actually missing too, I was asked many questions about this mid-trip that Brian actually did when he left August the 17th and he was gone until August the 23rd. He went to Florida and he left Gabby behind at a hotel in Utah and he jetted to Florida. And this was August the 17th through the 23rd. Now, I was asked many questions about that, and I had said that I was going to look into it. I found an article, and I'm going to roughly go over it with you guys to give you an idea of what happened there, as well as some of the speculations that came about. I will link the article in the description box below if you would like to come and look at it yourself. But it starts out by saying, that Gabby is a Long Island woman, 22 years old. She was reported missing on September the 11th. She was on a cross-country road trip in a converted van with her 23-year-old boyfriend, Brian Laundrie. And Gabby last spoke to her mother, Nicole Schmidt, on August the 25th, and her last known location was in Wyoming. But 10 days before she was reported missing at Suffolk County, New York, her boyfriend returned alone to his home in Florida. He returned with the van, but Gabby was nowhere to be found. However, recently it has emerged that before coming back from the trip on September the 1st, Brian had actually flown to Florida in August to help his father move his and Gabby's things out of a storage unit. He had apparently left Gabby in the Fairfield Inn in Salt Lake City, Utah, and he came back home for a few days. The reports actually say that Brian was in Florida from August the 17th through the 23rd, and he helped his dad empty the place where he and his girlfriend had kept their things. He then reportedly went back to Utah and the couple checked out at the hotel on August the 24th. But Gabby's mom is suspicious about the whole trip and why it became so necessary for him to clean out the storage unit during the trip. Gabby's devastated mother also asked, "Where is Gabby's things?" Meanwhile, Brian and his family have not spoken directly with authorities regarding this case. They have instead hired an attorney. When Gabby's mother was asked if she knew why the Laundrie family had done that, she commented, "I wish I knew the answer to why. I know that's the reason this story is so sought after, is because it is so very odd." The police have said it is very odd. "We don't know what's going on. And where is my daughter? I just want to find her." Besides a new theory that has come forward explaining the reason why Brian came to Florida in between their ongoing trip. On August the 12th, he and Gabby were reportedly involved in an argument, and it's been speculated that he possibly took a break before going back. Police said a witness saw the young woman allegedly hitting Brian during a fight in Utah nearly 15 days before she vanished. A report by the Moab Police Department described the incident as disorderly conduct. A cop stated, "I do not believe the situation escalated to the level of a domestic assault as much as that of a mental health crisis." And also, when police stopped Brian and Gabby at the entrance of the Arches National Park after responding to the incident call, the two told an officer that they are in love and engaged to be married and desperately didn't want to see anyone charged with any kind of crime, the report said. The responding officer, Daniel Scott Robbins, wrote in the report, Gabrielle told me that she suffers from blank with blank because of her blank and blank, combined with the little arguments that she and Brian had been having that day. She was struggling with her mental health, which led to the incident that was reported to the law enforcement. He also added that at no point in his investigation did Gabrielle stop crying, breathing heavily, or compose a sentence without needing to wipe away tears, wipe her nose, or rub her knees with her hands. People have been expressing their thoughts on Brian coming to Florida and then going back. One person said, so he leaves for 6 days and flies across the country to help his dad clean out storage units. Anyone else find that incredibly unbelievable? Dad had no one else more convenient to ask? Thinking maybe they were fighting, needed some space, so this was a convenient excuse? She stays behind. Maybe something happens with one of them while they're apart, and things are even worse when he returned, resulting in some kind of violent act or maybe even abandonment. And then another one suggested, quote, her family said they were moving all of Gabby's things out of his apartment house and into a storage unit. I think they broke up after the domestic fight on the 12th. He went home to clear out her stuff and they reconciled over the phone. He came back and killed her shortly after. Clearly, they were flat broke, eating instant ramen noodles and getting her dad to order Uber Eats. Meanwhile, the latest reports have said that Gabby's stepdad, James Schmidt, has reached Wyoming to aid authorities in search efforts. Her family is shocked and desperate to get answers from Brian, whom they call selfish and reprehensible. The man has also been declared a person of interest in the case by the Northport Police Department. Northport Police Chief Todd Garrison said, quote, as a father, I can imagine the pain and suffering Gabby's family is going through. We are pleading with anyone, including Brian, to share information with us on her whereabouts in the past few weeks. The lack of information from Brian is hindering this investigation. The answers will eventually come out. We will help find Gabby, and we will help find anyone who may be involved in her disappearance. The Northport Police Department and the FBI are working together on this case. Anyone that has any information regarding the case can contact 1-800-CALL-FBI. Gabby has been described as a white female with a height of 5'5" and she weighs 110 pounds. She has blonde hair and blue eyes and a number of tattoos.